Hi, this is Jeremy Moskowitz, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can deliver the PolicyPak Cloud client and automatically the PolicyPak Cloud client-side extension using your MDM service like Intune and automatically joining groups. So there's a lot to cover here, so stick with me. So let me give you my lash up here of what I've got here. This is a not domain joined machine. He's not yet even enrolled in Azure or an MDM service. So who am I? I'm a standard user, and my computer name is Computer MDM64, and that's going to come up a little bit later. The first thing you might want to do is to actually go over to the cloud service over here. This is the cloud service over here. You want to go to company details, and you're going to want to have handy your cloud client installer. I'll go ahead and download that now, okay, and I'll just chuck it on the desktop just so I know where it is. Okay, so here I'll just put it on the desktop here. Okay, that's the first thing you're going to want to do. And the second thing you're going to want to do is to understand this idea called join token. Now we have other videos on join token, okay, but or link join. So the basic gist is that you can automatically connect a computer at install time to one or more groups. Now the computer is always going to be in the magical all group, but in this example we're going to have this not domain joined MDM enrolled computer automatically get into our PolicyPak Cloud work from home group. So the way we do that is we're going to go over to tools, we're going to go and create a new join token, okay, and we're going to here we go, add join token, and then the expiration, you should set it, really far off into the future, or maybe a year from now or something like that. So, okay, there we go. All right, and then the description is work from home computers. Okay, okay, and then we'll select a group or groups. Now, let's go ahead and just select work from home. Now, if you wanted to go bananas and say these are work from home and maybe your small scale test people, then this computer would go into both of those groups. Okay, if you only wanted to go into one group, you select one group and you're off to the races. Okay, we have another video just on join token, but if I go ahead and select that, I can click save, and if I take a look, here is my actual string. Okay, there's the string right there. I'll copy that, and I'm going to house that. I'm going to hang that out here in Notepad, sort of just hanging out, ready to go, and I'm going to use that in a minute or two. Okay. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to go over to my MDM service. I'm going to be using Intune in this example here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an app. So I'm in apps, all apps, add, and I'm going to add an app type that is a line of business app. Actually, before I do this, I want to talk about some things that you might see in some other videos that are going to be red herrings or not applicable to you. And I know this seems like a weird place to go down, but stick with me. The first thing is, remember, you're not going to be using your MDM service in this configuration to be deploying actual settings. That's what you're going to be using PolicyPak Cloud for. So in this case, you're not going to need to get MDM licenses. This is for another guy, another video, not you. You're also not going to be wrapping up and deploying packaged group policy and PolicyPak settings. Again, that's another guy and another video. That's not you. Okay. What you're going to do here is you're going to add in, and you also don't need to deploy the client-side extension. That's automatically handled at the same time of the cloud client deployment. Again, this is not for you either. Some other person, some other video, not you. So you're going to simply add in a Windows line of business app here, okay? And you're going to select the app that we just downloaded, the packaged app from the desktop. We just put it there. The cloud client you just downloaded. Okay. And so now that we've got the cloud client, this is your cloud client. Okay. So we're going to give this a publisher name, which could be PP or your own company or whatever. Okay. Device. Okay. Very good. Command line arguments. Now this is where you have a couple of choices. My recommendation is that you actually, you should do this silently, no restart, and add a log and a join token. Woo, what are we going to do? So that's what I'm going to do it all for us. So we're going to do /qn, that's quiet. Then we're going to do /no restart, then /log, and I'll call this PP Cloud install log. And then at the end, it's no slash join token, okay, equals, quote, the string you got earlier. It always ends in an equals, and then you close it up with another quote. Okay, with a double quote. Okay, so slash qn slash no restart slash log. Give it the name of the log in quotes, space, join token equals, quote, the string you just got, and close it out. Okay, and that's all you got to do. So those are the things that are required. We'll go ahead and click next here, and now let's assign it. We're going to not make it available. We're going to force it. Okay, we're going to force it required to either all devices, or you can add it to a group. So I'm going to make it required for a particular group. The group that I'm going to make it, you can make it to your autopilot people. If you're using autopilot, I'm going to put this with computers with computer in the name. Why is that? Well, because earlier I showed you my computer's name is called computer MDM 64. So because I've got this dynamic group where all my computers have computer in the name, and you can do this for whatever group you want, when the match happens, okay, once you've made the match, it's required now for computers with computer in the name. We're going to go ahead and click next. We'll go ahead and click create, and that's it. Okay, your app isn't ready yet. We'll see. Okay, uploading. Give it a second. It doesn't take too long. All right, we're all set. I'm going to go ahead and refresh just to make sure. I'll go back to apps here. Okay, we should be ready to rock. So now that we're back on our endpoint machine, again, we're as our standard user, we can see our computer is MDM64. Because we're a standard user, we're actually in the wrong place. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to log out here. Actually, we can just switch user for now. And we have to be doing this as a local admin on the box. Okay, that's the score. You can only join a machine for full Azure plus MDM enrollment when you're logged on as a local admin. So then you'll go to MDM here, actually Access Worker School, and then we will click Connect. And this is where you're going to join the device to Azure Active Directory. Don't get fooled by the little snake pit up there. I really hate that thing. Okay, recam1000.com. There we go. All right, I've got 2FA here. All right, so this is where you know you're on the right track when you see this. This is where you're connecting and making sure that you're all set. And this is the actual join part. Nothing else is correct in terms of MDM. So this is the way to actually get through to Azure. Okay, so we're all set. We'll go ahead and click next here. And now we can see this. We can click info. And now this could take a little while for Intune to do its thing. So if I'm going to click on sync anyway here, there's a couple of things that need to happen from Intune's first, or any MDM's first kind of initial setup. And this could take a minute, so I'm going to just hang tight and give this a second to sort of catch up here. So while this is syncing, let me go over real quick to Control Panel, Programs and Features, and show you what we have here. So just to prove a point here, if I go to Publisher and I look at PolicyPak, we have no PolicyPak items here. So by the time this is done, what we're looking to see is that the PolicyPak Cloud client and then also the PolicyPak client-side extension gets downloaded. So the Cloud client is what you're delivering, then the client-side extension comes automatically from PolicyPak Cloud, the service. It's kind of a package deal. So I'll go ahead and give this a minute to catch up, but if I were to go backward here and forward and take a look, there we go. PolicyPak Cloud Client enforcement completed. Okay, and then if I were to hit F5 to refresh, bing, 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 there we go. There's the Cloud Client. So it's happening in the background right now. There's the Cloud Client, and if we just wait, a minute or two, we should also get the PolicyPak client-side extension. That should also come down, and in the background, it's also going to magically join us to the right group in PolicyPak Cloud. So we'll go ahead and just give this a second to see if it comes alive in a second or two here. Boom, hit refresh, and there it is. So the Cloud Client and the client-side extension. we have other videos, just for the record, on how to know which version of the cloud client and the client-side extension. Just to put a fine point on that, if we just go back here, on the group level, if you click Edit Group, this is where you dictate the client-side extension version, which is what features you have, like what components and so on. If we have new components, we'll support that. And the cloud client is if we have some new feature in PolicyPak Cloud itself, and you might want to update automatically from PolicyPak Cloud the client version. Now, that being said, let's go back to our endpoint. It got the thing from MDM, so we're good to go. Let's go and switch user back to our standard guy. Okay. So now that we're here on our endpoint, remember Procmon didn't work before. Let's go ahead and double click. Does it work now? Bingo! How did that magically happen? Let's review. So we used our MDM service. Let's go back. We used our MDM service to deploy the PolicyPak Cloud client to our machines. We gave it the special flags, which was silent, no restart, log, and then we also used the join token variable. When we did that, we told it to connect to our work from home group. And if we look at show computers here, there's our computer magically in work from home. And then the policies automatically came down along with the client-side extension. And in this case, I had one particular policy, which is overcome the UAC prompt for one particular thing. Okay, so there it is. All right. Now there's two remaining things. The first thing is that even if you open up a new command prompt and type PP Cloud, it's not going to work until you log off as that guy who's logged on already, because that has happened in the background without this user. So if you want to use the PP Cloud command with ppcloud/sync, you're going to have to log off as any user who is logged on during the install process. That's just sort of the deal. So just to sort of prove a point, relog on as standard user. Hey, at this point going forward now, ppcloud/sync should work, and you can do some other small scale tests if you need to from that point. All right, so if I were to now open a new command prompt, pp cloud, there we go, and you can do /sync, okay, and see what's what to that particular user. Okay, the last piece that I want to talk about is let's go ahead and sign out here, and let's go relog back on as the admin who did the join through Azure and MDM. What if something doesn't go right? There's a log file. Remember, we said what log file it is. Oh, look at that. I spelled it wrong. I said instead of PP cloud install, I used POC cloud install. That's kind of weird. All right. So where is that? Let's take a look where that lives. It's going to be kind of in a goofy place. It's in Windows System 32. And then, I mean, you could put it in the right place, but I didn't in my command line. Anyway, if we take a look at POC log, there it is. And if you really needed to see what's going on there, POC cloud, POC, boy, hate it when it's spelled wrong. All right, so this is the full installation of what, or logging of what happened here. So something didn't work, if the join token didn't work, if something else caught fire, I don't know. This is the log file that you would check. That's why I recommend actually specifying a log file during install time, because MSI exec is performing this. It's not really up to us. But by the time it's over, let's review. You're installing the cloud client. You're automatically getting the client-side extension, which is dictated automatically from the group. Okay, the group itself specifies which client-side extension to get. If it's not configured, it'll use the latest, or what's in your all group. You can dictate that. Then using the join token, you're magically connecting to work to your particular group or groups. And then it's just smooth sailing with using PolicyPak Cloud and getting the directives linked over to where the computers are. And that's really it. You're off to the races. So hope this video helps you out. And this works across all MDMs. I just happen to be using Intune in this example. This is a great technique if you want to use autopilot and bootstrap your computers, or you want to just use an MDM service to get your PolicyPak Cloud off the ground. And then from that point forward, you're using the incredibly friendly skies of the PolicyPak Cloud console to create and link new policies, any Microsoft group policy setting, plus all PolicyPak's magical settings, and you have combined the two. Now remember, we also have another video on how to combine how to combine the client side with Azure to do item level targeting. That's a different video. You can find that as well, but just a little tip of the hat to that video too. Hope this helps you out. Talk to you soon. Thanks so much.